Today, we are on one really long drive. Along the way, we stopped in Delphi. Why did we stop here? Well, you've seen all the columns and all the old work. This was a temple of the old Greek religion. This temple was set up about 4,000 years before Christ. So it's about 6,000 years old. And here the prophets or the prophetess gave oracles to the kings, to the nobles, to all the influential people. And if you had a major decision, you came and you gave offering in the treasury, and you will then receive an oracle. The problem is the oracle was always double-ended. One king was told, if you go to war, you'll destroy a great nation. His nation was destroyed, and his nation was a greater nation than the one that he went to war with. What is intriguing to me is this, that the Greeks had all of this system of belief and all this system of understanding. And their philosophy was of a very different level. In the 13th century, Thomas Aquinas goes back and picks up Aristotle, one of the Greek philosophers, and weaves Aristotle into the Christian tradition to help us to answer questions that we couldn't answer from the Judeo-Christian tradition. So up until the 1300s, we had the Jewish tradition and the Christian tradition. From the 1300s with Thomas Aquinas, the Greek tradition gets wielded in, and philosophy is now the handmaid of theology. This is an important part of our history. Another intriguing thing for me is here with all these beautiful temples, and they were magnificent in their day. Lots of time and energy was spent to make it. Why? Why? You know, there's a concept I want to give to you, incurably religious. Up until the birth of modernity, the human being was incurably religious. Every ancient civilization we ever find anywhere always have temples, always have priests and priestesses, always have a religion, always have a way of giving honor and praise to God. And that is something I want you to think about. So 4,000 years before Christ, that's 2,000 years before Abraham, there was a religious cult happening here. There was a Greek king who sailed with Jason and the Argonauts. And he was the one who first conceived that if all that we see is true, God could only be one. And not only could God only be one, that everything that we see was made by this one God. And he is the precursor to what happens with the Jews in exile, where they come to this notion of one God. Everything we do in mathematics, the foundation is in Greek. Pythagoras' theorem, foundation here is in Greece. The fact that the world is round, the first thinker of that was here in Greece. We have to realize that not only were there advanced civilizations before we came onto the scene, but many of them peeked into the religious truths that we now hold as self-evident. Let us really ponder the mystery of this God that created every one of us with a desire for God that cannot be stopped, and that will break forth into religion, into cult, into temple, and into worship, no matter where we are.